Wow, am I getting some messages here for the collective? There's a few. I hope they haven't escaped me. The first one, I guess I'll go with the first one here. For those of you who are working with tarot in whatever capacity, like you own cards, there's something you need to do with the cards to familiarize yourself more with them. And so that could be, you know, sleeping with them under your pillow, on your nightstand, or journaling about a card, or even purifying the cards like this, meditating on the deck, just holding it and meditating. I like to edge my decks. So I go one card at a time with a Sharpie and I edge it. It's pretty tedious, but it really, like, around each card I go, right? So it allows me to build a bond. Okay, so there was that message for those of you who are working with tarot cards. These are all messages about how to do spiritual practice. I don't know if they have to do with the reading yet, but we'll see what happens. The other one is about music or meditative music. So I play this music and it drives me insane sometimes because I play it in all my videos and it's like, but I've also listened to it while falling asleep, and it's integrated with my unconscious. Okay, so when I play it in a reading, it's like it's signaling things that I have dreamt about in my unconscious, otherwise known as downloads, right? So things that I have happened in my dream state are now being activated by hearing it now in the tarot setting. So I never play this in any other context, just so that I can keep the association. So there's a message there for you too about perhaps falling asleep to some kind of meditative music, or not even falling asleep, but meditating, getting in that kind of like in-between state to some kind of music, whatever it is for you, and then using that sound in your practice, which will help you pick up on intuitive associations with the images in the deck. Okay, that's what I'm getting. Now, there was something else. I'm trying to say them really fast so I don't forget. There was something else. Oh, yeah, how could I forget this? This was a big one. Okay, so this is a little strange. I started today and I was like, okay, I'm going to do Leo. And then Aries came in and was like, no, we need to do Aries. And I was like, fuck, okay, Aries, chill the hell out. You know, I'm going to do you. But it was very like persistent. No, Aries has to be done. So I was like, okay, I was picking a deck out for Aries, and then it switched over to the collective. No, the collective needs the message. So take that as it resonates. Maybe you have Aries and Leo in your chart, or you're dealing with an Aries or a Leo, or that part of your birth chart. You know, we all have every zodiac sign in the houses. That part might be specific for you, Aries and Leo. Or I also heard that season, that time could be significant. So April and July or late August, that might be a very specific time for you coming up or in the past. But I'm really getting in the past. And I'm also seeing 4, like for the 4th month, Aries, but I'm really seeing 4 in big red right in front of me, okay? So those are the messages that needed to come out. So we're going to start your reading, but I do want to say thank you to everybody who's shown me so much love. It really means a lot to me, and everyone who's donated, I'm just like blown away by the support. It's so awesome. So it helps me keep going with the channel for sure, because this isn't my full-time job. And those of you who are waiting on personal readings, they're coming to you in the next couple days, okay? So let's get going here with the general reading. Let's see what comes out. Those are big. Oh, there's another one. There's another download. How did I get sidetracked from that? Leo and Aries, they sidetracked me. See, I'm telling you, they're like trying to like dominate. I don't feel like that's negative. I'm just saying their energy is like really strong right now. Okay, the other message was that, and this is important, And it's not going to be for all of you. Sorry if the shuffling's loud here. So some of you were in a chaser runner dynamic. I don't really subscribe to that kind of thought. I just find it's too easy to get mixed up with toxicity and, thinking that chaser runner is something that could be good. My opinions aside, it's not about my opinion, but I did get the download, I did get the message that some of you chased a person and you really chased them. I mean, like, I'm seeing someone acting out of their character, their typical character, possibly begging or somewhere along that. This isn't for everyone, okay? But somebody out there was doing these things, calling, all of this stuff, which made them feel really bad about themselves. But you need to know that what you were doing was you were trying to save that person from their own karma. It's so heavy. I can feel it in my chest. And I don't know, maybe some of you knew that, maybe some of you didn't, but it was out of an act of you were probably gaslit in some sense, right? And so you were manipulated, but there was a part of you that was compelled to chase, and you're not doing it anymore, but you were compelled to chase because you were trying to save that person from their own karma. Like, why can't they just see how it is? Because, if they keep acting like this, it's not going to be good for them. And I'm not sure if you knew that consciously or not. But that's an important message, I think, to look back in retrospect and to see yourself not so much as the chaser, but I heard the savior. And you shouldn't have a savior complex. I mean, none of us are saviors, right? But it's about switching your mindset on that dynamic and what happened. And to look at what you tried to do was actually pretty noble to your detriment. Okay, so you're going to learn now in the future that everybody has their own karma and their own path, and you can't save anyone from their karma. But that is what some of you were trying to do, okay? Not all of you. And I'm not condoning chasing at all. I really don't believe in or like or subscribe to that whole idea of the runner-chaser dynamic. I think it's extremely unhealthy, okay? So let's get going with your reading. Those were big, big messages I got. What are we going to get here? I feel nervous, guys. What's that about? You feeling nervous? I heard big truth revealed. So maybe you're revealing a big truth, or a big truth is being revealed to you. Or maybe that was a big truth that I just told you. Take it as it resonates. Okay, what do we have at the bottom? 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. The World. With the 4 of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. With the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. Oh, this is kind of cute, guys. Okay, so there's some backstory here about, it's interesting I chose this deck, about abandoning what you used to consider as something solid and stable for yourself. That could be a relationship, but it could also be a mindset or a career path. There was something that you invested in quite a bit with the 10 of Pentacles here. It kind of became, I heard shrine, okay? It could have been a shrine, but it was like a monument to you. It was something you were working towards, something you had been going, but what was happening is you were almost beginning to idolize it rather than become it. Okay, so now you're moving away from that. I mean, look at, you're shedding this old skin here. This attachment to whatever this is. There was an attachment. But why I said, oh, this is so cute, is because you're not riding. Okay, how do I explain this? See how there's a black and a white cat here? Okay, so I'm taking the black cat as like coming out of your shadow, coming out of your attachment to this 10 of Pentacles that was once prosperous and secure for you. Could be a relationship, whatever, right? And now you're kind of moving away from that because it's only a pile of rocks, really. There's no growth there. You can't grow. You can't sustain yourself. You can't grow any food. I'm hearing fruit from stone. You can't grow fruit from stone. Wow. Is that like a reference somewhere? I feel like it might be. Can't grow fruit from stone. Okay, so you're abandoning that. So yeah, you're abandoning that, but okay, so you're going forward, but not from that attachment place. That's why this is in the reverse. What is cute to me is that, well, you're not kicking yourself in the ass. You're kind of cradling that part of you that was once attached to something, and you're kind of keeping it, underground, underneath, kind of protecting it in a sense. I mean, the Four of Pentacles is about being greedy and this guy's hoarding his money and not going out and playing with the rest of the people. But I'm actually seeing this as like really this protective space. It's like yesterday's reading, I said like you're wearing, I think this was yesterday's reading, you're wearing the pain kind of like a badge of honor. And that's what I'm seeing here. It's like you're not trying to forget it or repress it or push it down. You've carved out a space for something, and now you've tucked it there, you've put it there so that you can go back to it when you need to think about those things, or maybe you need to pick up some shadow when you need to use it, right, out in the world. So you haven't completely destroyed it, but you've definitely abandoned something. That's cool. Okay, in the past, what do we have? 8 of Wands. I haven't used this deck in a while. Okay, so somebody, I'm hearing handle, and I actually saw like a door handle. So it's like there was a door that you wanted to open. Now this is like going to be metaphorical, I think. There was a door you wanted to open, you couldn't open it, and somebody gave you the handle to finally put on the door so that you could open it. Guys, that's so cool. Okay. I turned my Wi-Fi off, and I thought I turned my cellular network off so I wouldn't get interrupted, right? During the reading with notifications and shit. But as I was plugging in, I was like, oh, but I'm kind of like disconnecting, and maybe I need to connect to the collective. And I don't know, I guess I didn't do it properly, because I swear, I don't know who said it, I didn't see your name, but I just saw the message, I can't wait for today's daily reading. Oh, I love that. That's so awesome. Okay, so someone gave you the handle you needed to open the door to something. And I feel like it was a spirit guide, or maybe just a like earth type angel, like someone you don't really know all that well, because it's like they gave you something that you needed, they handed you something you needed, and they kind of just took off, it wasn't like somebody you knew, but they gave you the tool you needed. Okay. Oh, are we going to clarify that? I guess we are. What do we have here? The High Priestess with the 4 of Swords. we can't have all of these readings bleed into one another. It's going to be one long saga, guys. But I am really seeing that. So if you're new here, don't worry. I'll make it make sense so you don't have to watch the other video, but you might want to. This is that injury, right? This is being out of alignment and being injured or having some kind of ailment when you were in a situation that wasn't working for you. And now with the High Priestess, it's like whoever gave you this handle, right, to open this door, you're able to really reflect back here and look at how the injury that you sustained. And I think what's happening here is because in the past, I mean, this cat looks pretty grumpy, right? Like, fuck, I shouldn't have done that. Now I got hurt. But the High Priestess is looking back thinking with the Four of Pentacles, like, well, yeah, I got injured, but there's a place for that now. There's a place for that. What was I listening to? Well, there was something I was listening to the other day about an Olympian or some professional athlete who had a major injury and they had to get something amputated, but that eventually led them down this different path. I mean, they were at home, they couldn't do their sport, they were really depressed, you know, thinking their life was over because they had put so much time into this sport, into this career path. And then somebody called someone and they needed help. This is a story I'm repeating, so I don't know all the details. They needed help with their children. So that person went and helped with their children. And I think the children were special needs or something like that. I can't remember. But they ended up building a career path out of that. And they loved it so much. And they felt like that was what they were meant to do. So had that not happened, you know, they wouldn't have been there. So I think that's where you're at now, or in the past, you know, that's the handle, the door handle. Okay, current energy, we are in the Two of Pentacles. Uh-oh, decision time. Look at all these paths. I mean, it's such a privilege to have many paths, but when you're on a bike blindfolded, juggling stuff doesn't look too good. So what's going on here? Well, you're feeling pressure from someone. This just split here, Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so this is a big decision. Crossroads time. It's beautiful though. The path you're going to choose is going to be beautiful. But the choice part is the hard part here. Okay, so somebody is pressuring you. Could be your family, social circle, or maybe it's just yourself, part of yourself that's attached to those previous 10 of Pentacles, but pressuring you here to move in a certain direction. And I think that's making you second guess your choices. Because somebody did show you, or this could be yourself, show you a way out by giving you that door handle to open that door and go through it and see your past in a different way, or give you access to things you like, knowledge, wisdom, spiritual tools, actual resources, financial resources, whatever it was. Somebody did help you in the past in some way. Again, it could be yourself. But now you're kind of on your own here. You're never really on your own, but you know what I mean. You're on your own and there's pressure. Am I going to make the right decision? Is this the right decision? Is this what other people will respect? Whatever I'm doing, will other people benefit from what I'm about to decide? Yeah, so that's going to keep you stuck a little bit for sure. And if we're talking about, you know, another person that's involved in your situation, then they are not happy about your happiness. But there's a wall here, so they want to come through and break up your happiness here, right? And say something to you. Probably nothing too pleasant here. Like this cat looks pissed. But there's a wall here. See, so they can't get through to you. You shut the door and took the handle right off. how are they seeing the situation? And again, I think this is you too. So, you know, really take it how it resonates, because it gets confusing trying to run 4 storylines or 4 again. See, 4 choices maybe. 4 is significant, but it gets complicated trying to run different storylines. So take it as it resonates. But the Hangman is how the other person sees the situation, or you. Stuck because of these choices that you have to make. And the other person's just held back. They're being held back from you. You're being protected. And it's really interesting. I'm seeing this spider web here. Because for Aries last reading, and that's 4 again, so Aries really wants to come through here for a message for you. In Aries last reading, you know, I was talking about how their person who was toxic is just like this spider that wants to weave a web to get them trapped, and all they need to do is turn off the light and like let it go and let the spider do its thing, not pay attention. But then guys, then last night I had all these spiders in my room and I was like, oh fuck, shit's gotten out of hand. I've been letting them outside. You know, this is all part of the reading, by the way. I've been letting them outside, trapping them in a glass, and but like, fuck, I can't do that like all the time. So there was a lot, and maybe 4 is a lot. 4 again. Holy shit, guys. Okay, 4. There were 4 of them. And I looked at it. I was about to go to bed. I looked at it like, oh God, I think I'm going to have to kill it. I think I'm going to actually have to kill them, because I don't know who's populating here, but we can't have this. So I killed the spiders. Okay. And so I'm seeing this now. The message here for you is that if you had just kind of pushed something aside and ignored it and been like, okay, I'm just not going to deal with that person. I'm just not going to, you know, look at what they're doing or deal with that situation. I'm just going to like turn my head to it and ignore it. Well, I feel like the message now is that you're still kind of stuck in that energy. And this could be about something else, you know, another aspect of your life. So it's time to really kill it. And of course, that's metaphorical, but by killing it, it could be taking a path, deciding on a path, or doing something concrete. Making a conscious decision to end something. Because the spider, which we're going to take as your past person, or some complex, something you've been working through that's been bothering you. You ignored it for a while, but now it's populating in the dark. So it's time to kill it because it's becoming a nuisance. Weird. Okay. What is happening with the deck? All of these are in a different way. Okay, I'm going to shuffle again because I don't know what's going on there. Well, there's that 10 of Pentacles in the reverse again. Some of you, if this is related to like a project or a work environment, or I guess even a long-term commitment you've had, you need to make something final. You need to like close the door, make something really final. And I'm not exactly sure how you want to go about that. Like, I'm not telling you to quit your job or anything like that, but you need to take some final step here. I heard one door closes, the other opens. So cliche, but I heard that. Okay, so that just came out. What do we have here? The Queen, or is that the King? I think that's the Queen. The Queen of Wands. With the star? No, sorry, the moon. It's weird that I saw the star. There's some kind of funkiness happening right now. Hold on. let Aries talk. Well, here is Aries, Queen of Wands with the moon, sneaking in here. What's going on here? What happened in April? You didn't shut a door in April? There's some door that you need to shut from April. That's what's keeping you stuck in the Hangman. Or there's something you haven't quite figured out yet that you need to figure out. Because I feel like something wants to resurface here. I'm getting a little bit of a warning message about something resurfacing, and that you need to well, I'm hearing go back and dream about it. So maybe you write your dreams down. If you do, go back and look at your dreams. But there is something here about something creeping back in that you needed to deal with that you didn't deal with. Okay? And if this is about another person, then this is your person coming in, or their energy returning in some way. And that's probably why I'm getting this message about killing the spider. Because there's some portal or 3D thing that you need to do to shut a door. Like I'm seeing the door. And then I heard Jory. I don't know. Okay. So then I'm seeing the door ajar a little bit. Okay. How's your person seeing you? Or this could be your thoughts of yourself, you know. The Chariot with the 9 of Cups and the 5 of Wands. Well, that you fought off a lot of bullshit to get to where you are, to your happiness. And you're overflowing with abundance. You really are. In a lot of ways. I don't know which ways, but you really are overflowing with abundance here. And you're going full steam ahead here. There's no holding you back. There's no stopping you. And so it's not like you need to turn back and walk down this long hallway I'm seeing to shut a door. I don't feel like it's that. Because I think you need to keep moving forward. It's more of like I'm seeing you pause for a minute. Oh, cool. I'm seeing you pause for, oh, it's right here. Okay. I'm seeing you pause for a minute, you know, I'm seeing a hallway, okay? And there's a door that's ajar at the end, and it's like some shit energy trying to get in, right? And to, like yesterday's reading, follow you down your path, right? But instead of going back to shut the door, because then you're entering into that energy, what Spirit wants you to do is erect like a barrier, a boundary, like this stone, so that they can't come through it. So there's something new you need to do that you haven't done before. Something you need to build up for yourself. This could be like in an emotional way, you just need to build yourself up, or it could be something that you actually need to do. Like this message keeps coming through here. And what was the thing I said? You can't grow fruit from stone. I'm also seeing rotten fruit, okay? So if you have rotten fruit, throw that out like right now. But there's something that you need to block here. Because you have a lot of abundance, but they're coming for that. And I feel like some of you, this isn't for all of you, but I feel like some of you left that door ajar, probably not consciously, because you were still in that mode of wanting to save their soul, I heard. Oh, fuck. Well, we're not doing that, okay? But because we can't. We can't do that. As much as you want to, it's impossible. And so Spirit's saying, like, that's okay, but now you have to build a new barrier. And it has something to do with whatever it is you're abandoning. This is really complicated. So if you're abandoning some kind of career or project or friendship circle or moving a house or something, there's something about whatever you want to leave behind or you're transitioning out of, and using the tools from that or something around that to build a new barrier to keep this energy out. Okay, so I have no fucking idea what that means or what that looks like, so hopefully that resonates. You know, and these messages, all of these messages might not be for everyone, so just take the parts that work for you. Okay. Another long ass reading. This one's probably going to be longer than yesterday. Okay. 2 of Wands here for how your person feels about you or the general feelings you have for yourself, right? Yeah, this is also a decision time. But it's a battle of wills. This is a battle of wills. Look, they're having an arm wrestle. It's like, who's going to prevail? Who's going to win? Well, we already know that, but that's how they're feeling. Oh, yeah, the 9 of Pentacles with the 2 of Cups in reverse. Okay, this is about a person, probably someone that you loved at one point, or thought you did, or whatever. Because they're feeling, well, I heard you sold them up the river. That's how they feel. Doesn't mean you did. But, oh, interesting. Guys, I love when these synchronicities happen. On my table, I have this cloth, right? And it's a big hand, you know, that says different things. And it's just peeking out here from this other cloth I have here that says willpower. And I can just see a little bit of the word. And I just said it's a battle of wills, okay? So this is about your willpower. And this person feels like you left them, you stranded them, or whatever they're feeling, or you just ended the connection, and they're not happy about it because you are floating along. You're being supported by the universe here, and maybe not necessarily floating. Well, like floating in a kind of like an angelic sense, I suppose, but you are at peace, you know, you're not worried. The unconscious, the sea, is kind of supporting you and carrying you. But look at all these like little sharks in the background. You're not scared of them because you have willpower. So if your willpower falters and you decide to go back down that hallway to shut the door instead of building something new, which is probably a lot more, it's a harder work, and I don't even know what this is really talking about, then you might be at risk. There might be some kind of danger here. There's also a bottle here with it looks like a message in a bottle. Okay, so take that as it resonates. You might be hearing a message, and that could be it. Okay, so it's like, here's a really quick and dirty analogy, I guess, example for what I'm feeling with all this kind of abstract shit that's coming through. It's like, okay, so say you had a toxic lover in the past. Just say. Okay. So you had a toxic lover in the past, and you blocked them on your phone. Okay? But let's say you have another application on your phone that when you block them on your phone book, it doesn't actually block them on that application. So they could get through to you in that way. So that's the door that's being left ajar. So now you have to do something, you have to build some other wall up, which could be like, you know, changing your phone number, or, you know, getting rid of that app and taking all of your contacts and putting them somewhere else. Like something onerous, something that's not quick and easy. It's going to be a lot more work. But ultimately, that's what's going to keep the energy out. Now, that's just an example, right? To hopefully clarify what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be that. All right. What do they want? The Hermit. But this is speaking to me, again, of them wanting to go towards the light, go towards your light, out of the darkness, out of the shadows. They want to come out of the shadows, okay, and towards that light, that tunnel of light that you are racing down. If this is yourself, then there's a part of you that you're moving away from that is hanging on. And like I said in the beginning, you don't have to repress this part of you, and I don't think you are, but you need to contain it, put it in a place, know where it is, right? So you can access it when you want, not have it follow you around like a ball and chain. Okay, 2 sevens coming out. 7 of Pentacles and the 7 of Swords. Well, look, yeah, this is what I'm saying about containing this. There's that little thing, you know, growing. And there's a spider web, too. So 7 of Pentacles is about having patience and waiting for something to grow. For your person, for this is an outside force, what's happening here is they've been very patient, okay? They've planted a seed in some way, and I don't know where that seed is or what it's doing, but it can't grow in stone. Whatever they're trying to plant can't grow in stone, so you need to stone it up. Not stone them, stone it up. All right. The 7 of Swords. See, they're trying to build a bridge to you. And there's a cord. So many of you need to cut a cord. Okay, like actually do a cord cutting ceremony. When you're ready for it, you know, don't push yourself into it. But some of you need to do that. And that's a way to close the energetic door. For others of you that you know, have cut ties energetically, you know, they're going to try to sneak back in, but the bridge isn't even finished here. They're going to have to swing on that rope like Tarzan. And so they're going to come in and you're going to hear them with their Tarzan cry. And so it's not going to catch you off guard. Although I feel like this person does want to catch you off guard with these sharks here. Now, I don't know what their intentions are, and I think that we're talking more here of like them not being able to let go than them actually having a plan to do something. Other than this, where they might have some words they want to say. That could be a message, some words. So it's about guarding that energy. For you, if we're talking about you here, you just need to fortify your boundaries, really. Because they did come out in the reverse. And it's not because whatever they're trying to do is going to work. But there's something about you really defining and knowing what you will accept, what you won't accept. I heard where you will accept. So where are the weaknesses? You know, finding your own weaknesses. Like a boxer, right? Knows their weaknesses, knows what arm is stronger than the other so that they can, when a punch is coming one way, they know that that's their weak side, so they know what to do, right? So it's like finding those vulnerable parts of you. I'm hearing patching them up. I don't know. But doing something to identify them so that you know when something's trying to get at that part of you. Example from myself, and this is for you. I'm an empathic person, and so if somebody has, like, you know, if they've had a really hard time in life, whatever, like I get like sad, like, you know, sometimes I'll actually start crying for them. So some people have figured that out pretty good, and they'll play on that part of me to get me to do things, manipulate, right? So I have to be very aware of what parts they're triggering. What kind of empathy are they looking for? What is the story that's being told to me that really gets to me and makes me drop my guard? You know, so you have to figure out something like that. All right, let's pick it up here. 6 of Swords for what you need to know about them. Ace of Cups in the reverse with the Ace of Coins in reverse, the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, man. This person is trying to move towards aces, you know, new beginnings, but they're not going to. They're trying to do that. I heard road to nowhere. What do you want to say? I heard it's not possible, and then I heard lemons again. It's not possible, I guess, for them to make lemonade out of lemons. It's not possible for them to get the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. They could potentially have that in their future, but they're not going to get there in this boat that they've made, right? Like whatever vehicle they're traveling in, spiritual vehicle, or maybe even their body. Maybe they have a lot of health issues that they haven't taken care of that they need to. But there's something, their career path, whatever the fuck it is, right? They can't get to this because their vehicle, could actually be a car, isn't strong enough. So you need to know that. Some of you, this person was highly competitive with you, and you don't have to worry about that. It's kind of sad. It's a major block for this person. Even if they stop thinking about the situation or whatever, it's like they still can't move forward because they have to fix something. I heard they can't abandon ship. Take that as it resonates. Your advice. I love this. Justice. And look, there's that little shark dude just circling around, waiting for you to fall off your cloud. But you're not going to because you're balanced. See, these scales are perfectly balanced here. So the advice is to keep balanced. We have the Sun in the reverse with the Nine of Swords in reverse. Don't lose track of your anxiety. And by that, I mean, it's gonna surface again. Your anxiety, I mean, just because you're a human, but it is gonna surface again. So be prepared for it. So when it does come in relationship to whatever it is you're inquiring about, whenever it comes, know that, okay, here it is. I was expecting it and here it is, but I'm going to stay balanced. Maybe I'll feel the anxiety because I can't help it. But then, you know, I'll be fine afterwards. So there's something about like balancing yourself through that. I'm hearing having strategies when you're feeling anxious, so that you don't lose sight of how balanced you actually are. Okay, and yesterday I was talking about picking up other people's energy, and this could be that too. This could be that shark in the water, right? That you suddenly feel anxious over. But knowing with the Sun card, you need to know that it's not yours. And I feel like that's going to take you off guard a little bit sometimes still, no matter what, and that's normal. But here's that barrier, right? That we're talking about, that stone barrier that you need to make. Because look at this, all these mirrors, the cat's looking in the mirror like, is this my anxiety or is this their anxiety? Is this mine? Like, what's mine and what's theirs? Who am I? And how do I get out of this, like, shit show, right? I'm hearing this hall of mirrors. And it's just a matter of doing what's right for you, trusting that you know what is right, trusting that you know what is the right thing to do, and continuing on that way. Okay. I just 4411. That's what I saw. Okay. Outcome. Most likely outcome. I love this too. 3 of Pentacles, which is recognition, working together, but this is totally working on yourself here. This is like such a continuation message. I don't know, but hopefully you got something new out of this one. But this is you constructing yourself in a new way. So we have the shadow here with the light. So your shadow is like working with you because you are taking care of it, right? You're not saying, I'm a fucking idiot. I was such a fucking bad person. How could I have done that? How could I have been so stupid? What's wrong? You know, all that crap talk, right? You're not doing that. You're like, okay, well, you know, I was really injured there. What I did was a little fucked up there, but now I see where it's coming from. And I can do things that are like, but now I'm ready. I'm strong enough to look at those parts of myself and recognize how they've been cultivated throughout my life. And so that when they do come up, I know how to work with them and I know how to put them away and put them aside. And because you are respecting and showing love to your shadow, which has been something created for your protection, probably at a young age, at some point in your life when you experienced something, your shadow had to be built up to protect you. So now you have told that part of you, I love you, like, we don't need you today, we don't need you right now, you know, like, we'll put you over there, but I love you still. And because you're doing that, your shadow's like, well, I love you too. And because you've integrated me, I'm going to give you the tools to help you build towards the light. I get so emotional at these ones. They're so cool. Okay. Let's clarifying that. I probably shouldn't have because that was such a good ending. But, okay. The King of Swords and the King of Wands. I like how these are different seasons. This is probably your light and your shadow. One is mental and one is action. So think about that. We'll just leave it there. What represents your shadow? The King of Swords or the King of Wands? And what represents your light? And how can we bring that mental passion together in a way that you can construct this stone barrier so that you can continue down your path, really. This is really beautiful. Well, I hope you liked that one. I sure did. And yeah, I'll see you next time.